Join the conversation. Follow Jason on Twitter. And don't forget to visit the live show fan page on Facebook.
So the idea that somehow we're making these massive tax cuts and he's coming in and he's going to cut the spending, he's going to cut Washington with a hatchet, not with a scalpel, none of that's true. And we got a big problem because inside of these tax cuts, he doesn't want to cut the spending. So if we cut the taxes but not the spending, what tends to happen? Well, in some cases, you can reduce taxes and actually increase revenues to the government. That is possible to do. But unfortunately, the way they're trying to do this in order to make it neutral, they've got some issues. Because they're not reducing any of the spending, if they're going to reduce the taxes, they've got to figure out how they're going to increase a little bit of spending. So they're going to shift taxes rather than cut taxes. How are they shifting the taxes? Well, they're going to say they're cutting all these taxes, but then they're going to employ a new border tax for anything that's coming into the country. So anything that might be, shipped up from Mexico or in from Canada or from China, as it comes into the country, it's going to be taxed. You can call it a tariff, you can call it a tax, whatever you want to call it.
Price increase?
It's a price increase. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, it means the company you work for is going to pay less in corporate taxes. So it might have the money to give you raises or to build a new factory or to hire on some new people. But at the same time, everything that you buy is likely going to go up in price unless it was manufactured right here in the United States. You might say, well, that sounds pretty good to me, Jason. But you see, even the stuff that gets manufactured here in America, not all of it is made here in America. So if you produce a car here in America, you might have parts that are made in Mexico or Taiwan or China. And those parts are shipped over here and the car is assembled here in America. Well, that means every single one of those parts, every single one of those pieces that get shipped into America has a tax associated with it. Which does what? Raises the overall cost of the vehicle, which in turn hurts the consumer. Now, the guy who's got a job still, who probably shouldn't have a job because his job could be done cheaper and more efficiently overseas, is happy. He hasn't been required to learn a new skill. He is comfortable now. He is secure that he's going to have a job in America for the foreseeable future. This perpetuates his cycle of not getting off of his tail and learning new skills and investing in his own human capital. But at the end of the day, everyone in America is paying more for the things that we buy. Now, who do you think this hurts the most? Does it hurt a guy like me? No. Does it hurt a guy like Darren? No. It hurts the poorest among us. It disproportionately affects the poor because guess where Walmart gets a lot of its goods? Guess where poor people shop? That's right. So as the costs of those goods go up, it becomes a greater burden on the people who are least able to bear that burden. And so this is what they're doing in Washington right now when it comes to taxes. And they're going to have a problem with it. Because the Democrats are not going to be on board with a lot of these tax decreases. They're not going to be, they're going to fight tooth and nail the bailouts for billionaires and millionaires that we hear about every single day. And you're going to have a whole host of Republicans here who are not going to be in favor of these types of new taxes that are going to do nothing but raise the cost of everything that we buy. This is the type of stuff that you have to be able to explain to other people. This is the type of stuff that is buried in the bills that nobody talks about.